Hello, Sagittarius. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, using Tarot Illuminati by Eric C. I keep saying Dunn, could be Dune. I didn't see a website in the box, but there's the information and the spelling of Eric's name if you want to check it out, search it out, all that good stuff. Supportive Oracle Cards, Magical Spell Cards by Lucy Cavendish. It's illustrated by Jesse Reish, and there's a website at the bottom, hayhouse.com, if you want to freeze frame and check any of that information out. Sagittarius. Keep going. This looks very sunshine rainbows. Well, we'll see. It looks very like, which is not bad. Like, we all have to have good times, right? Yeah, I think this is good. I usually don't do sunshine rainbows readings, but not that it's a sunshine rainbows is. The reason I say sunshine rainbows is kind of like if you have just sunshine, you can't have a rainbow usually. Like you have to have some rain to get a rainbow. That's my point. But you've been putting a lot of work into something. A lot of work. But I feel like this is one of those things where it didn't feel like work. You just did what you had to do. And you kept pushing it forward. You got the Knight of Swords. So there might have been some communication or writing a part of this. You got the Hermit. There might have been some type of communication connection to this. The Knight of Swords, it's kind of in on its side, like not just writing, but there might be more that you have to do with it. You've been doing really well. The Hermit is telling me it's mostly been... It's like it hasn't branched out yet. It hasn't really grown to its full potential, whatever this is. And with this card here, the Three of Pentacles, I keep getting like... You've been refining it and improving it. It just keeps getting better. Whatever this is, it literally just keeps getting better. It's kind of like you might have liked the first part you did. You might have liked how you started, but it's really gotten better. It's improved a lot. There's a lot more going on with the situation. It's gotten more dimension to it. You've really grown a lot. And it might be one of those things where I didn't realize I could have... It's like you didn't realize you needed to grow that much. And you're just looking back and realizing how much you grew, which is a good thing. Doing really well. You're not looking to give that up either, because you're like, I like this. And you have the stamina to keep going with it. This is one of those situations when I see the Queen of Pentacles, don't get caught up in the gender, but this is like I have a passion to continue on, and I am very invested here. This may be something you do 5 or 6 times every week, but maybe not the same time every week, and maybe not the same amount every week. Some weeks, it might be like I spend 60 hours doing this. Other weeks, it may be just 6 hours, but it's like every week, I'm definitely connected to it. It seems like 60 hours a week would be like the dramatic... Like, that'd be like when I'm doing a lot. 6 hours is like when I'm really not doing very much, but I'm definitely still doing a notable amount. It probably like bounces in between there, something like that. But it's like, this is something that I look forward to doing, I think. The Wheel of Fortune reversed might be good for you. And the Eight of Pentacles, not waiting for luck to come your way. The Wheel of Fortune reversed for this, I feel like it's like I'm not waiting for luck to come my way. I'm making my luck. Because the Eight of Pentacles is like balancing that out, kind of like you've put a lot of effort into this. And it's getting to the point where it's going to come forward. It's not luck that it's going to the next level. And I'm getting the Lover's card coming in with this is kind of like, I feel like you egg yourself forward and you're your worst critic, which seems to be working for you. Okay, so this is interesting because I'm a Pisces, I'm not a Sagittarius. So it's different for me, but like I feel like you have self-talk going on here. But I don't think you have constant negative self-talk. I feel like you have self-talk kind of like that wasn't right. And when that clicks in, it seems like, well, since that wasn't right, I'm just going to do it different next time. And it's kind of like you self-audit talk. Does that make sense? Like, you may see something you don't like, or you look back at it and like, well, that didn't really go that well. But then you just make the decision, I'm just going to do it differently next time. And you just kind of like improve on it. This is very interesting. Like, it's like self-audit talk is the best way I can describe it, because I feel like some signs, like my sign Pisces, doesn't do well with this. We get into this negative self-talk and it drags us down and it doesn't go well. But for you, I feel like you acknowledge these things, like I don't like that, and you talk about it to yourself, like you maybe criticize it a bit to yourself, but then you just improve upon it and keep going in a better direction. You don't drag yourself down. So if that's hitting for you, that's like really cool, because it's not the version I've experienced. So if that's working that way for you, great. Because it's kind of like, if you're going to kind of like critique yourself, it's like accepting it, letting it go, and improving and continuing on. You also seem to be very realistic. Kind of like, it's kind of like I'm more excited about the improvements, I'm more excited about the improvements I'm going to attain by continuing to like look at my work this way. It's kind of like, when I first started this, I thought it was good, but now that I'm looking back, I really don't care for it. But now I've learned these things, and now I know these things, now I'm going to do this next one even better. And then you do the next one, and you're like, I like this better, but there's still things I don't really care for. So there's these parts I'm going to change too. And it's kind of like, okay, and you seem to be like in this place where you're acknowledging, if I hadn't done it that way to begin with, I wouldn't have learned what I learned. I wouldn't have grown where I've grown. Instead of looking back and going, oh, that was so bad, you're kind of looking back like, yeah, I thought that was good, but now I know better. And because I did that, now I know. And now you're taking the next step forward. You're like growing with it, like realizing it's a growing path. You're doing really well with it. It's just foreign to me as a Pisces. I'm just saying. I don't know why I keep bringing that in, but it's kind of funny. Because I'm like, I'm really impressed that this is working really well for you. You got more jumps forward. Twelve of Pentacles and the Sun card. No, that's not the 12 of Pentacles. The 12 of Pentacles is the Knight of Pentacles, the way I read it, just to be fair. Because it goes 10, page, Knight. So the Knight would be 12, in case you're wondering. But you also have the Knight of Wands. And you've got the safe home protection. You're going to jump forward soon. The Sun card comes in. The Knight of Pentacles did come in upside down, but the Fire of the Knight of Fire here, the Knight of Wands, which I'm tripping over here, which is very conducive for you, very compatible. I'm getting that this energy is going to move forward really quick all of a sudden. And it's weird. It's kind of like I'm not waiting for luck. I'm making my own luck. And then all of a sudden things jump forward and you're like, but it's like because of all the effort you've put into it. That's why it's moving forward. It's not really a luck thing. It's just like people have been watching. You just maybe haven't realized. And then whatever the next piece you're putting out, they're feeling like, all right, Sagittarius needs to move forward with us now. Now we need to come together with Sagittarius with us. There's a lot of support coming in for you. I'm seeing these two cards. This is in the environment. Moving on from something else, going into something that has more benefits for you, something that's stronger. This is in the environment. You're moving, like there might be a change going on here. You're leaving one thing, going into another. You might be changing a partnership. Somebody who assists you with this situation. You might be changing that, going from one supportive entity to a different supportive entity. The newer supportive entity is a lot stronger. There's some type of support going on here. I'm just trying, like, if you were in a corporate setting, and maybe you were under one manager, and that was fair enough, that was good enough, you might be moving to another one, like you're going to be under somebody new. That new person is going to celebrate you a lot more. And you're going to get a lot more benefits from this. A lot more possibilities and doors are going to open up for you because of this. It's not a bad thing. Like when I'm looking in the past, I don't think it was bad. But the future's a lot better. if that makes sense. It's a lot better, a lot more support, a lot more celebration of Sagittarius. And I'm saying that because I'm seeing these two cards here. This is, again, why I said this is kind of like a sunshine reading. To me, it's kind of like it just keeps getting better and better. But just to be fair, it's not like you haven't put in the work. So maybe I shouldn't be calling it a sunshine reading. It's you put in the work, but I feel like you've been enjoying it, not for nothing. A lot more community connection here. Whatever you're doing is getting a lot of attention, and I feel like it's giving you a lot more freedom than you previously experienced. Maybe more freedom than you've experienced in your whole life, just to be fair. Be careful with your freedom. Be careful with your freedom. When you hit this moment, I feel like you're going to have a lot more freedom, but like boundaries and Sagittarians, when you have boundaries, it's great. I feel like people walk over Sagittarius. I do. I feel like people rope you into things, but you might be more advanced, you might be more mature, you may have gone through the I'm not doing that crap anymore game. Your energy is going to want to keep moving, and it's just your natural energy. Make sure that you stay in control of what you do and you make it for you. When you get to this freedom energy, the best way I can describe it is like if you're gonna set up your week and you're gonna help certain people, help 3, maybe 4 different people, but make sure that that's only like 30% of your week that you're helping other people. Block up your time for you for the rest of it, the things that are working for you. Because people will creep into your time as it is, and you'll still end up doing 50 to 80% for other people anyway. But if you at least, try to get it more to your benefit, I don't know if I'm saying that right, because it's just like, be careful with your time, and who you allow in your time. 2 of Pentacles, and the Hanged Man reversed. The Hanged Man reverse. For you, I'm not one who just does static meanings. When I'm getting the Hanged Man reverse, I'm getting like there's a lot going on, and you're not going to have a lot of time. If you don't already do this, I would highly recommend finding some version of a calendar. A phone calendar is usually helpful. And get yourself in a habit of blocking out time and making it longer than expected. And do not commit to things until you have looked at your calendar. Do not allow yourself to commit to things until you have looked at your calendar. I'm also getting, for example, if you're going to hang out with somebody, like a friendship, and you're like, I'm going to do that, say Saturday afternoon, just for argument's sake. I would block it out from 10:30 in the morning until like 9 o'clock at night. Even though you might be just doing the afternoon, your life will be busy, you're going to want to do more stuff. Extend the time you think. So like, I'm going to meet them at noon and we're going to hang out till 1:30 is what you're expecting to happen. I'm getting blocked that time out 10:30 until 9 p.m. because you're going to be surprised. Opportunities are going to be there. You're going to go from one to the next. It's going to be a lot better for you. You're going to get inspired to do things, stuff like that. Hopefully that makes sense. Be aware of your time in that things take longer than expected, because I feel like if you block out from 10:30 to 9, it's kind of like, well, you have to get there, right? So if you start blocking it out at 10:30 and you're like, oh, okay, I gotta go, I gotta get ready to go, you start getting ready, but like there's probably something else you were already doing. So it's like maybe 11, quarter after 11 before you finish up what you were already doing. Then you pull yourself together and you go, and you get there actually on time. You don't block anything out for the afternoon until 9 p.m., but that way, if things run over, if somebody says, hey, this is going on, do you want to do this? You can just go, oh yeah, I have time, I'll go do that. Like, it makes it easier. I feel like you just go from one to the next anyway. It just makes your life more enjoyable. That's when you get to that level. I don't know if that's helping. I don't know why I'm throwing that in there, but I'm throwing it in there. All right, I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.